Alright guys, let's take a look at Kadena on the channel for the first time since April the 24th of this year. I'm not even going to go back and look at that, guys, because it doesn't really matter where it was back then, because we all know that there is news about Kadena here, and Kadena has ceased business operations, unfortunately, but they announced they're going to continue under community governance. Now, that means it's not really dead yet. I do have hope Kadena will come back. And I just think it's a little bit too early right now to go ahead and buy, guys. Now, this line right here represents about where I sold it. And, I do plan to buy back, but I am looking for about penny to maybe a little bit below sub penny there. I just think community governance is going to take a very long time, guys, to organize. So they need to transition, and that's going to take time, guys. So don't rush in just yet. I do believe lower prices are coming, unfortunately. And I wouldn't even get really bullish on this until you're really above this trend line. Now, this trend line has held us down for quite some time, basically since December of 2024. But I think it would be a good risk if you buy around 1 penny, maybe a little bit below 1 penny. But I'm not going to stick in any money into Kadena until that happens. Now, jumping over to the volume profile, guys, you can see it's at the very bottom of this candle. Unfortunately, the point of control sits around 22 cents. So that is quite far away. Now, to get through this volume candle here, we need to get above about 42 cents. Let's just say 43 cents. And then you're going to start stair-stepping your way up. But there is quite a bit of volume down here, guys. This is really a mountain to climb for Kadena. Jumping over to the Bollinger Bands here, the Bollinger Bands are actually coming down right here on the top side. When you're looking at the monthly time frame, coming down pretty heavily. The bottom side is slightly coming up, so it's not really pinching just yet. But maybe shortly it will. Now, the weekly time frame, let's take a look. It does have some narrowness here. Not really. I mean, maybe a little bit of a pinch here on the 29th of September, but that pinch resulted in downward action. So, anyways, I wouldn't really call this a true pinch. I would just call this more narrowness. Pretty much this whole period here through the summer was, quite narrow as well, but not really pinching at any point. Now, the daily time frame, we can see that it was quite narrow back on the 9th of October. But again, the 10th of October, we know what happened, guys. Basically, everything crashed down. And right now, it is quite wide, but the top side of the Bollinger Bands is coming down pretty heavily, while the bottom side is now starting to curve back up. Now, the monthly RSI and stochastic here, you can see it is going down pretty heavily on stochastic, unfortunately. And for months, it hasn't gotten a green candle. So let's see, maybe November will be the first green candle for it, but I highly doubt it. RSI is still oversold just slightly here, but kind of flat at the moment. Now, the weekly time frame, it's actually very oversold, just about to cross this red line to the upside, this blue line here. RSI looks like it's starting to turn around as well, so that's actually a good sign. Now, the daily time frame actually pointed pretty heavily to the upside. The blue line here on stochastic just crossed the red line. RSI is very oversold and going up pretty heavily. Again, that is good. The 4-hour time frame getting into this overheated territory, unfortunately. RSI pointed down as well, so kind of a mixed signal here. 1-hour time frame, actually the blue line looks like it has just crossed the red line to the downside. Unfortunately, it is overheated. Also, the RSI is overheated, so short term there not looking pretty good. And the 15-minute also headed down, guys. So shorter term time frames, a little bit overheated. I wouldn't buy it just yet, probably about to have a pullback. If we put this on a 4-hour time frame, I think it's not going to get above this 6.28 weekly resistance here, just due to the simple fact there is really no short-term momentum. Really, these indicators probably need to reset, and then it may make a run for 6 cents again. Now, the MACD is a little bit of a worry here. As the blue line has crossed this red line to the downside, we do have dark red candles here, and that does not look good. Now, if we go to the weekly time frame, Also, looking pretty bad. We do have dark red candles here for the last 5 weeks. Blue line is still pointed down here pretty heavily. Needs to cross the red line to the upside. Now, the daily time frame, looking a little better. Actually, the last several days here, about 6 days, we have dark green candles. So that's a good sign. Maybe this is the first step to momentum heading to the upside. Now, Kadena is the number 1450 project at the moment, guys. I remember when this was so much higher, so much higher. It's really sad to see this and how far it has fallen. Now, the max supply is 1 billion. That is actually pretty good. And, you know, it's not even all circulating. So that's why I don't understand why they're ceasing business operations. You know, maybe if they release the entire supply, I know, okay, the token would go down in value, but they haven't even used that resource. So I'm not even sure why they're ceasing the business operations. And anyways, let's move on here. Now, the all-time high was about $27, sitting about almost 100% down, guys. I mean, 99.8% down. So at this point, yeah, is it going to make it back to its all-time high? Definitely not, guys. Definitely not. But if they can get community governance and they can start this relatively quickly, the quicker the better, of course, then I do believe they have a chance at maybe a couple of bucks, maybe $3 even. But, you know, it's going to take time, in my opinion. All-time low was about 20 hours ago. So if you picked it up there, guys, you're already 112% up. So nice buy, but you probably, now this is not financial advice, you know, you probably want to take some profit, I would say. Now, jumping over to Bitcoin real quick here, maybe we can get a double bottom here and move up, but we are sub $100,000 at the moment, so let's hope we don't seal a candle sub 100,000. We also lost the 100,932 support here, but again, this is the 4-hour time frame we are looking at, and this is a weekly support. So if we look at this on a weekly time frame, this is what it looks like. So we've actually, you know, burned through about, what, 7 or 8 maybe supports here at the moment. Next support sits at, not 48, but $98,387. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim some bonuses on my favorite crypto exchanges below. I have partnerships with Bybit, MEXC, BingX, Bitrue, BTC, WEX, and CoinEx. And if you want to get Moodix, you can get a free 7-day trial here. And if you're looking for a cold wallet, guys, CypherRock X1, they're going to actually start airdrops in this wallet. So that's what I've been told by the people behind CypherRock. They're going to start airdropping within the wallet. So do you want a wallet that pays you? I think so, guys. So if you want to store your crypto and keep it safe off exchanges, this is probably one of the best wallets that you can buy. You can get a 17% off deal here if you use my link today, and you can follow me on X here, guys. Ethereum also having a little bit of a rough time as well, sitting at 32.15 basically, finding support on the top of the Fibonacci at the moment. Now, let's hope we don't close down here. Let's hope we get a little bit of a bounce. The next resistance is at $3,410. Now, looking at the total market cap here, guys, we're trying to get support here at $3.27 trillion at the moment. So, yeah, as everything is crashing and burning, so is the total market cap. Now, the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, also below 1.31 trillion here. Let's see if we can make our way back up today on the daily time frame. Now, keep in mind, my green lines are always weekly, you know, supports and resistances. So if we look at this on a weekly time frame, this is what it looks like. So it still has plenty of time to actually make this one giant wick, but that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. Now, the Bitcoin dominance is going down the last couple of days, but it is finding support here at 60.46% for the last few days. So we also need to break this trend line. This trend line has held us up since September the 13th when it started, unfortunately. Now, if we take a look at the USDT dominance, this also continues higher. So people are taking their money out of crypto and they're putting it into USDT, guys. And that is not a good sign for us crypto holders. Now, unfortunately, the altcoin season index continues to cool, and it's down to a 33 at the moment. I think it was about a 37 or 39 last night when we last looked at it. The liquidation heat map, almost $700 million have been wrecked in the last 24 hours, so that is quite elevated. Also, the fear and greed is at a 24, so extreme fear once again. Yesterday was just fear. We were at a 27, but we have the next update in about a half day. And if we look at the bull market peak indicators, sell at the top, this continues to go down. So we're at 47.29%, and the pi cycle top indicator is a similar number here, just below 50%. And if you want to see what that looks like, this is what the pi cycle top indicator looks like. Now today has been a little bit negative, as you can see, 0.05 negative. The sentiment is still risk on, but that trend is fading, unfortunately. Now if we go to the economic calendar, we still have the Michigan numbers to come out today. We have New York Fed one-year consumer inflation expectations and consumer credit here. But basically, I would say this is a 4 or 5 out of a 10 scale if we were going to rank it, guys. But this could actually flip this back to green. So let's see what happens a little bit later today. Michigan numbers can be important, though. Now, FedWatch Tools is showing about a 2/3 chance that we're going to get that quarter point cut still, but that is a little bit lower than the other night where it was about 70 or 72% or so. So it is going down. Now, if we look at the polymarket odds, a little bit, different here. 2% chance for a 50 basis point decrease, but there is a 70% chance for that 25 basis point decrease. 28% no change, and 1% that we're going to see an increase, which would be totally wild. Now, if we go to Trueflation, it did go up a little bit. There's 2.3% inflation according to Trueflation. Now today is quite positive on crypto bubbles, probably mainly due to this AIA though. But anyways, be very careful. I think that's a new coin, probably going to go down here shortly. And anyways, if you're looking to stake your Kadena, only KuCoin has 0.03%. It's probably not even worth keeping it on KuCoin, guys, because it can be risky. A lot of these exchanges, they're going to start delisting Kadena, unfortunately. I think Binance will delist here shortly. And you probably want to keep it on a Trust Wallet or CipherRock X1, of course, if they have that. And yeah, guys, be careful whatever you do. But anyways, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, share this video with your friends. Check out some of those links that I have below for the exchanges, guys. Bybit, MEXC, BingX, Bitrue, BTC, WEX, and CoinEx I do have partnerships with. And like I said, check out that CipherRock wallet. And follow me on X. So I really appreciate those who have become a member of the channel, guys, and are using these links. It really helps me a lot, keeps me motivated. And guys, I will see you in the next video.